a crisis in the Middle East. It began with an unprecedented and unexpected attack. Saturday, Hamas militants launched a barrage of rockets into Israel. Hamas gunmen breached fences along the border with the Gaza Strip and began brutally killing hundreds of civilians and taking hostages into Gaza. The response from Israel came swiftly, declaring the country is at war and bombarded Gaza with airstrikes. Israel announced a full siege, cutting off electricity, water, food, and fuel. And military leaders promised a ground incursion into the densely populated Palestinian territory, massing forces along the border. Thousands have died on both sides, and the toll is rising as fighting rages.
Just look at this photo of bodies of women strewn in the street.
At the UN, Israel's ambassador shared graphic images from the terror attacks and pledged to bring those abducted back home.
Israel suffered an unprecedented attack, and the number of casualties is catastrophic, truly unfathomable. This is precisely why this atrocity is Israel's 9/11. From now, nothing will be as it was, I promise you. Today, we are shattering the paradigm. We are changing the equation. For 17 years since Israel unilaterally withdrew from Gaza, and since Hamas came to power, the world has tried to reason with these terrorists, barbaric terrorists.
The UN is calling on both sides to stop attacks on civilians. It is calling on Hamas to release hostages and for the establishment of a humanitarian corridor into Gaza. The Palestinian ambassador also highlighted the desperate need for aid.
We will continue the contacts with everyone, including the Security Council, so that the international community to shoulder its responsibility in stepping to the picture and in putting an end to this onslaught against our people, but more importantly, that would require, of course, sending humanitarian assistance to the 2.3 million of Palestinians who live in the Gaza Strip. There has to be a humanitarian intervention in order to avoid a looming catastrophe.
Beijing says Chinese nationals have been killed in the violence. The country is calling for an end to the fighting and a diplomatic resolution.
China and Arab countries share positions on the Palestinian issue. Both sides called for a ceasefire and an end to the bombing. Both sides condemn actions against civilians to prevent the situation from escalating and causing a humanitarian disaster. We believe that the international community should play its role to provide humanitarian support to the Palestinian people and promote the resumption of peace talks as soon as possible.